Hi there. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on when you're listening to this. Welcome to another series of videos that I'm going to be doing, basically discussing what is a financial plan, understanding the different nuances of it, how it relates to you, and the importance of it, and why, especially in unstable economic times, it is phenomenally important for you as an individual to understand what your financial goals are. The plans and the strategies you've put in place in order to achieve that. Utilizing obviously different advice, potentially from financial advisors, different institutions and things like that you're able to then collate and make a decision on how to move forward. Things that I'm looking to discuss in this series are kind of the general gist. What is a financial plan? Breaking down the definition. In summary, a financial plan is how you are putting together a strategy of where you want to be one day financially. So just like you would put together an exercise routine or a diet, you set aside, okay, cool, Monday is going to be gym and run, or a swim and a paddle, depending on what sports you do. It's basically putting together a plan and a strategy that will take you from where you are now into a place you want to be one day. What are the different things that come up in financial planning, different terms you're going to hear over these video series, things that I'm going to discuss. Investments, obviously, it's the most common and well-known thing to say during financial planning is, what is my investments? Endowments, RAs, different products that companies will sell. So one of the ones is an investment builder. Another one is obviously your stock portfolio. Obviously, certain things are important for certain people at different times in their life. So not all of it will apply to you, and some of it will, and we'll discuss that more in detail later on. Risk, what is insurance? What are risk policies? How do they work? How do you decide what is best for you? Obviously, there's a lot going on, and it can be very scary, and it's a very emotional purchase, and all these things can be running on your head. And in order to have some clear clarification, I think it's quite important for you to understand what they are, and then you'll be able to make a good decision on deducing what you think is valuable. So we'll go through that as well. Financial goals, setting financial goals for the future, understanding what inflation is, understanding how your financial goals are going to change through your life, and not necessarily always factoring them in, but being aware that they could be subject to change at some stage, and just understanding that when putting it together as well. Understanding them in different phases of your life, and then realistic planning goals. So for instance, your first car or first property, it's achieving a milestone like 100,000 saved, or however, what your bar is, putting that out there and just discussing that. Budgeting, understand the importance of, obviously, living is expensive. There are things that you have to pay every month. There are things that you need to survive, and understanding how to live well, but also live responsibly so that you can eventually achieve your financial goals. Because it's very easy to be given a paycheck now and be like, great, spend it all in the first week, and then be kind of sickling in the last 3 weeks, trying to get as much money as you can, move through that area. But through proper budgeting and stuff like that, it can be much more simplified, and you can still live well under a constrained budget. It's a very easy thing to do. And then lastly, like I said, with financial goals, just planning for the future. The biggest thing about financial planning is understanding that everything we're doing now is preparing ourselves for tomorrow. And so having that kind of future mindset is quite difficult at times, especially if you don't even know the questions you need to ask yourself. So as we move through this series that I'm going to be putting together, we'll be able to discuss and then dive into each of these different aspects. Let me know if there's anything you might particularly want to hear. Comment down below. I think I'm going to be brushing through as much as I can, and just kind of trying to give as much information as possible. So yeah, definitely, if you find any of this valuable, let me know. Otherwise, have a great day, week, year in life, and I'll see you around. Cool. Cheers.